About to sneeze. Man, well, if you haven't heard the news, man, they finally did it. They finally tried to fucking kill Trump. I mean, I was saying in 2016, I'm surprised that they haven't fucking killed him. I'm surprised they haven't tried to take him out. I thought through that whole time that when he was doing that to the establishment, that they would fucking kill him. I thought for certain that they would take him out. They didn't, obviously. But yeah, they didn't fucking get him. They didn't try, and now they fucking tried, man. Somebody tried to fucking kill Trump. I wonder who it was. Probably some fucking lunatic. Some psychopath. You know what? This is the problem with the fucking. There's fanatical people on every side. This is. I don't even know what to say. Who the fuck knows who it was? That's the thing about it. We'll probably never know. We already know that we'll never know because the guy's dead. The guy's done. They took him out. And it's like, dude, I don't even know what to say about it. It's fucking crazy. Oh my god. I'm fucking allergic to this shit. I'm allergic to this country. Jesus, man. Oh shit. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Dude, it's always funny. Sometimes I'm not talking to myself. I'll say, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. I'm the one that said it. I don't know why I do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I fucking know. I just said it. I'm the one that said it. I'm here. So, one of those things, man. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I think honestly, I would say there's three options. There's three options to what happened. Number one is some lunatic, some lone actor, some psychopath came out there and he took it upon himself to be the savior. He wanted to fuck Nancy Pelosi or something. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully it wasn't some shit like that, but he wanted to be a fucking hero. Or he was bored. He needed something to do, and so he went to the fucking rally and decided to try to assassinate the fucking former president. It's not that hard to believe, is it? It's actually kind of easy to. That's the thing about it. It's like it's kind of easy to believe. It's not. I mean, it's like it's not. You're not sitting there like, wait, could that have been it? It's like, yeah. People aren't having a great time in the country. People aren't having a great time in the country. And people are so fucking out to lunch out of just like everything. They're so involved with politics that it drives people insane. It literally drives people to the point of insanity. So, that's where we're at. I think we do have a country that is mentally fucking unwell. They're not doing well. They're doing bad. I think that's what. So that's the one option is you have this guy, an insane person that literally tried to fucking assassinate the president in a field in Pennsylvania. It's not that unlikely. I would say that's probably the most likely thing. Okay, but then let's say that didn't happen. Let's say number two, it's a fake. Trump faked it. This is all staged to get attention of the campaign. You know, the blood was on his ear was actually like ketchup. The more I watch it, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. The more I see it, I don't know if that's like legit. If that was like ketchup, they put fucking but it's like the Secret Service they were on the ground for a while. So like, what were they doing down there? What were they? Were they put? I could see them holding him down and him being like, okay, put it right here on the ear. They're putting like ketchup on the fucking ear while they're on the ground, dude. Holy shit, that would be fucking crazy. That'd be so crazy if it was a stunt. I can't actually. The more that I think about that, there's no fucking way they would do that. Try to pull that off, that high profile. Maybe they thought they could try to pull it off, and it would be like, I don't know how you could even assume that how people would react to that, or have any idea how people would react to that type of thing, man. Can you imagine even trying that? I could see them like trying to have that as a plan, and then being like, okay, this went a little much, but somebody got killed. The shooter got killed, so it's like, yeah, but maybe they had somebody out there to get sacrificed. So these are the options, man. We're just going through the options. I don't know what happened. I have no fucking idea. No, option one was it was a lunatic that came to the field where there was a speech. There was a speech happening in a field somewhere near the East Coast. That's what happened. There was a speech somewhere near the East Coast, and a mentally deranged person showed up with a rifle and fired shots upon the former president. Or it was all a ruse, and this is just part of the campaign plan for Trump. And he's just trying to get more voters to be sympathetic towards him and cause a rift in the Democratic Party. I don't know about that one. That one seems unlikely, but you never know. I think the third option, this is probably the one that's actually real when you combine the possibilities and we look at the history of this country. Somebody decided it's time for Trump to be killed. I thought this was going to happen in 2016. Now, who decided this? Is it somebody from the CIA, somebody from the FBI, somebody from the deep state that's like, we can't have? Is it one of these oligarchs? Is it one of these people that we have that are actually running the country? They're buying off our politicians. They're doing everything behind the scenes, manipulating the republic so that it bends to their will. The oligarchs are certainly powerful enough to orchestrate this. They've done before. They did this to Kennedy. Now, Trump ain't exactly Kennedy, is he? No, he's not. But we know that this happens in America, and the people who do it are very powerful. They're very powerful. They have more than enough power to do this. Now, we know that the shooter was sacrificed in some type of way, whether he killed himself, whether the Trump campaign killed him, or whether he was killed by the Secret Service, or if he was taken out as part of the plan. Now, the question is, if someone I think that is the top. That's the one, we'll never know because the guy's dead. But this is always going to be the question: is who was this guy, and the smart people in this fucking country are going to think, who put him up to this? Who wanted Trump dead? Was it Chuck Schumer? If this is like the fucking What's that? What was that game he used to play where it was the Dr. Mustard was in the fucking foyer with a crowbar? Clue, right? It was called Clue. It was called, I think it was Clue. This is Clue American Politics style. 2024 version, the updated version. Who wants Trump dead? Biden probably wouldn't be too upset, but there's no way Biden's not doing anything. He's not in charge of anything. The deep state isn't a fan of Trump being there, but I would say so. You have there's two factions I think that are the most powerful internally, and maybe three. You have one, the political state, the ever-present political state that exists in Washington, where there's no turnover. These people are career members of whatever it is, the Department of Defense, the CIA. These organizations are composed of these people who end up bureaucratically in very powerful positions. And given enough momentum, they could have enough power to do. I think that's the idea, is that it was the CIA internally that killed Kennedy. Now, I think at this point in the country, I don't think the CIA operates like that anymore. I don't think they have as much monolithic power as they might have once had. I think the people who are really in charge here are the oligarchs or the billionaires. Now these are the people we have to look at. There's certain industries in which the people who are getting rich off of those economies, those markets, are essentially running the country by buying off all of our politicians and therefore setting all of the dictates in our political world. So we have the military industrial complex. We have the pharmaceutical companies mixed in with the insurance companies, the healthcare, that whole sector. We have the tech people. I don't think they're really capable of this. They're too wafy, I can't see Zuckerberg calling this one in. You have big agriculture. I mean, the pharmaceutical companies are quite powerful, unless they've all coalesced and they're having some sort of organizational gravity where now they're all kind of in the same thing. It's got to be. There's two options. And to me, there's two options, maybe three, maybe four. One, the military-industrial complex, people within the defense contractor system, people who are at the top of those organizations, and their counterparts within the State Department, then the Department of Defense. There's this revolving door between those corporations. That's why our country is essentially a fascist state right now, is because these corporations are running the fucking government. If you don't know that already, you're out to lunch. You're fucking out to lunch. These oligarchs are in charge of our country. We have the republic is no longer constituted on the will of the people. No longer. These are the people, and they've been in charge since Kennedy. They've been in charge since the second that World War II ended. These people have been in charge. And they've been making so much fucking money. And they ain't going to stop. And I can see them doing something like this. Now, if the CIA killed Kennedy, but I don't think the CIA has that type of power that it once had. The organization, the department's been somewhat hollowed out, I think. I obviously have no fucking idea. This is just my opinions. But it seems like there's less of a coalition that maybe is in charge over there. There's like a dispersion of the various entities within there. So I don't know. Could the CIA really coalesce to do something like this? Could the FBI really, at this point? I don't know. I would think, my guess. So you have the oligarchs, the the corporations, the CEOs of those corporations, the military industrial complex, the pharmaceutical industry, all that. Now you also have this globalist coalescence of these actors that are looking to solidify power on a global scale. These are the people that are getting together at Davos at the World Economic Forum. Like, these people are quite powerful as well, and they see everything that they have been trying to build and put together waning in this late hour. In this late hour, they are not only losing out to possibly Trump coming into the office. He doesn't help them out. He's anti-globalist. They're also losing out to the burgeoning multipolarity of the global geopolitical landscape. It doesn't help them to have Russia and China and Iran becoming a new power in Asia. That doesn't help their goals, which their goals were to coalesce power globally and start to set a new precedent and a new day for what the globe and the world at large, how they operate. And really, they're just trying to retain as much wealth and power at the top as they can, just like any sort of system. It always has people who have corrupted and gotten to the top of it, who now are so desperate to hold on to that they'll do anything. I could see Macron, Justin Trudeau of Canada, all those guys, all those like new age, pretending to be leftist, but actually basically neocon global leaders. Obama's probably involved in that. Hopefully not, but he definitely was on those lines. Those young world leaders who were like trying to usher in this new vision for the world. And it's like Trump is a big threat to that. So I could see them sending in a gunman. Not saying it's true, but that's another option. So we have the American oligarchs, aka the defense contractors, the pharmaceutical business companies, and what other big business power players are at play. It's the military industrial complex is the main. Pharmaceutical is a little more recent. We have the pandemic to think about that. But like Bill Gates, what is he doing? These people, I don't know. He's probably not involved at all. Or we have an option. It could be somebody on the American political left that puts someone up to this, because they know at this point, at this hour, they know Biden's fucked. After that, those performances, not only at the NATO conference, but also at the first debate, Biden's done. Biden's done. And basically, they don't have anybody else to run. So why not just kill fucking Trump? I mean, I don't know, man. They're pretty fucking desperate. I think all those groups are somewhat desperate to have Trump gone. I actually would say the military-industrial complex maybe isn't as desperate to have Trump gone. Those globalists, though, are losing their vision very rapidly. I couldn't see someone on the American left doing that, but the CIA killed Kennedy. So maybe it is some sort of deep state actor that tried to take out. I don't know. It's somebody who's trying to hold on to whatever power they have. So it'd have to be someone who's in the twilight hours of whatever power they've been holding. So they're desperate. Or it's just a lunatic who decided to fucking take it upon himself to try to kill Trump. But what are the odds of that? That seems like almost the least likely option. Somebody fucking put this patsy up to it. I guarantee it, dude. Everybody knows there's something wrong. Everybody can feel that. I don't know. I guess when I first saw it, I'm like, this is fucking staged. That's ketchup on his fucking ear, and this is fake. That was my first inclination. But everything around Trump is always so clownish and bullshit. Like, you see go watch that video and look at the people immediately behind him in the stands. These are like 50-year-old, just worn out, like 60-year-old worn out Americans who have been eating fast food their whole lives. They look like shit. Their skin is shit. These are just white trash, the trashiest white trash out of Pennsylvania. Go look at the video. Those are the people that are standing there. So it's like, this isn't exactly the days of Abraham Lincoln when everybody's at the fucking theater dressed to the nines. And it ain't the 60s where everyone's wearing a fucking business casual or business attire. This is 2024 when everybody looks like a fucking clown. It's embarrassing. That video will go down and they're gonna look back at this period and be like, what the fuck were they doing? Who are these fucking degenerates standing behind the former president? That guy was the president? That guy was the fucking president? What the fuck were they doing? It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment at this point in history. Not even not even what Trump is or what he brings to the table, but just the aesthetic, just the visual of what it looks like. It's fucking gross, man. These people are gross. Everybody knows that they're just worn out years of godless shit living, eating fast food, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, and they look like shit. All those people look like shit. And it's like, it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because like that's gonna be a historical video. We're gonna have to look back at that and be like, oh, what the fuck? Well, this whole period is embarrassing. This whole time period is an embarrassment. People need to know that. People need to be aware of that. It really is. People look back at the old days when they're like, oh, everyone was wearing a hat. Everyone had the same hat on. They're going to look back at this time. I can't even imagine the criticism they're going to fucking levy. It's truly an embarrassing country. It's truly a fucking embarrassing country. We don't deserve to exist anymore. We do not deserve to exist. We should be. We will be closing up shop in America within the next 20 years. I think we'll be shuttering the doors, turning off the lights, and everyone's going home. Because we tried, and it worked for a while, but not really. And we're just going to be done. We're going to be done here. After looking at that, like you don't even really want to be a part of this. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It is actually a fucking embarrassment that this is. I mean, it's just the aesthetic of it. Even everybody's just like, it's disgusting. There's no class. These are gross people. These are trash people. There's white trash. That's the Trump supporter. Your average Trump supporter is fucking white trash, fucking idiot, brain dead fuck from the fucking backwoods parts of this country that haven't had an education in fucking 40 years. We hollowed out those parts of the country. They're supposed to be working in a factory. Those are factory workers. They need to be literally putting together a hubcap day in and day out. They shouldn't be allowed to even attempt to live a white collar life because they're just too dumb. And this is most of them. I'm sorry, but and you know what, a lot of those people aren't stupid in a sense, but they're not intellectual. You'd be hard pressed to find an intellectual who's a Trump supporter. And that's not to say that blue collar folk aren't fucking. I'm not talking about blue collar people. I'm not talking about like people who work in construction and shit. I'm talking about people who like should be in a factory because they're too dumb to do anything else. A lot of Trump's base is people who don't have a brain. But a lot of America is people that don't have a brain. So, I mean, that's just where we're at, man. But then you've got. I mean, I'm sure that this fucking guy who fired the shots at Trump is a creep. He's gonna be some sort of fucking creepy guy with like who's been in a basement for fucking 20 years. You know, some shit, some insane shit. Shit. What are you gonna do, man? You're living a life at this point. We're living a life that's just ridiculous. We're a part of just a ridiculous endeavor. Like we shouldn't even be. This shouldn't even be happening. I swear that we went into a fucking wormhole in 2016. Whatever they were doing over at CERN, smashing those fucking particles together, we opened up a fucking wormhole to a different universe. We are not living in the same universe that I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, and even the early parts of the 2010s. This is not the same world. And I hope it's just me. I hope it's just me who's experienced. I hope that it's only me on the planet, and that everyone else isn't really a part of this. And this is just a hallucination that I'm having. Because if this is actually real, and this is what our country became, it's fucking embarrassing. It's just embarrassing, man. It's such a clown show. Man, you look at the hollowing out of the fucking of the middle class. Like when they took those factory jobs away, that's when they ruined the country. You can't forget. Like we need those people. They're a part of our country, but like we ruin their lives, their whole existence. Like a society is going to have a certain amount of people who just need to do manual labor and unthinking, brain dead jobs because they're stupid, and they can't be allowed to spend time on the internet, going on forums. Look what happened. Look what happens when you do that. These people they literally should be working they should be doing a repetitive task for 8 hours a day and then drinking alcohol for the other 8 and sleeping for the Seriously, this is the problem with the country. No, it really is that we took away these people's livelihoods. They're supposed to be in a factory, but instead they're at a Trump rally. They shouldn't be you shouldn't be in a field. You should be at the mill. And you might not like to hear that, but that is the case. That is the fucking case, man. We allowed, and this is what happened. The corporations hollowed out the country. They took those jobs, they sent them overseas, not to make our lives easier, not to save us money, not to make manufacturing a better process, not to fill jobs in fucking Cambodia. It's to fucking increase profits. They took the jobs, they didn't make our lives any better, and they took every fucking piece of that labor margin that they would have fucking had to pay to those guys in Ohio. They pay a fucking quarter of it to somebody in Taiwan, and they pocket the rest. And so they sold out the middle class for that. That's what happened, and that's why Trump exists. It's the only fucking reason. And it would be almost fucking poetic for them to then see right? Because then if it was some sort of oligarchical entity, some group of corporation CEOs that did try to take out Trump, it's like they created him. They created him by hollowing out the country and giving these fucking retards nothing to do all day except for go on fucking YouTube and get radicalized. What the fuck happened to them? They're just stupid people. They're people that are susceptible to bullshit. They shouldn't be thinking. They shouldn't be spending time thinking. They should literally be, like I said, they should be at the factory. I don't care if this sounds hard, man. This is the truth. Yeah, dude, I mean, it's an embarrassing country. It's a country of clowns and criminals, and everybody else in between isn't gonna do shit. Like you're either a fucking on the very bottom and you're an idiot, or you're at the very top and you're a sociopath, and everybody else left in the middle is just fucking bickering with each other about the stupidest shit. They have us completely fucked. They ruined the fabric of the society. They hollowed out the country, and then they're trying to make up for their mistakes by trying to kill people off. If that is what happened, I don't know. Maybe it is just a rogue lunatic, but not a chance. I would maybe. I guess the guy that killed John Lennon was like a lunatic. But yeah, man, it's just like I don't even. And like I said, I thought they would kill off Trump in 2016. I'm surprised this didn't happen a long time ago. And I'm no fan of Trump. But I will never know. We will never know what actually happened. It's like we know they fuck around with shit. There are powers at work behind the scenes. If you don't know that, this is the thing. Other people will say, "Oh, this is a conspiracy." Yeah, it is. It's a conspiracy because that's what's been going on. If you at this point, if you don't know that, you're a fucking idiot. If you're still buying into the whole conspiracies are for right wing conservatives, you're a fucking idiot. You are the idiot now. It's like, dude, it just seems to be. If it ain't one thing, it's another. It's been since 2016. Everything has been some version of insanity. Everything. And you know, it gets a little much. It truly gets a little much, man. You get tired of it. You get tired of it, dude. It's like life wasn't supposed to be like this. It just wasn't. It just wasn't, man. Things weren't supposed to go that way. Trump was never supposed to be president. That's what it's like. This isn't even real. This isn't even a real world. This is some sort of fake world that we wandered in. We fucking wandered in here. This isn't the world I grew up in. I'm telling you, it's not. But it's the world we live in now. Ain't that the way? To quote the great Tim Dillon, ain't that the way? And so we sit here today, on this day, and we reflect on the choices that we have made and others have made, and we wonder, did we play the right role? Did we play the right game? Or were we playing someone else's game all along? We didn't even know. Were we caught up in the idea of what we were supposed to be doing, as opposed to actually doing something that had value? I think anybody at this point, this should be a wake up call to everybody, whether you're a fucking Biden supporter, whether you're a Trump supporter. Wake the fuck up and see how fucked up our country is. It ain't about either of these fucking things. It's about what we've fucking lost. And we've lost the integrity of the fucking people, man. We've lost the trust. We've lost the faith. We've lost the moral authority. Everything. Maybe we didn't have that before, but man, at one point we did. It's like now we just sit here and fucking watch everything devolve. And it's like this isn't the America that I knew. You know what? Isn't it? This ain't the America I fucking grew up with, man. It's just not. It's something different. It's some version of the world that is not what I remember. And maybe I was blind. Maybe that was just when I was a kid. You don't even know. Maybe you just don't have a real good understanding of anything. So how could you conceptualize that type of thing? But it's like, man, people seemed good. Like it seemed like you could tell where good and evil really was at that time. Now it's harder to see, man, because it's like both sides seem to be fucking full of shit. Everybody's playing the game. Everybody's full of it. Everybody's talking out their ass. Everybody's trying to get theirs. Everybody's trying to make some money. Everybody's trying to tell a fucking story. Everybody's trying to be somebody. But what we don't do is we don't fucking try to be. We don't even try to understand ourselves to the point where we might actually understand how to fucking behave. We don't even know who we are anymore. We lost our identity as a country. Maybe that identity was always built on fake shit anyways. That's the argument. I mean, but this is what people wanted. People wanted to destroy America. This is what the fucking liberals want. They want the country done. They want the country done. It's true. It's true. They do not want. They want to destroy everything that we have here because they think that it's not theirs. It doesn't support them. You know, all of those, everybody who's a member of that group basically says this is a country that was built for white, straight men, and we're not a part of it. So what we have to do is destroy it. And so that's where it's like I can see maybe behind the scenes somebody on the political left pulling these fucking strings because they can justify it. That's the other thing too. You have to ask, like, who can justify this? Who can justify this behavior? A lone actor could justify it pretty easily. That's ego. That's wanting to be a hero, sending some sort of savior complex for the Democratic Party. You know, insane shit. But it's like that is, you know, I can see somebody justifying that. I mean, the military industrial complex, I can see them justifying that too, because it's like they need to keep making money. They can justify anything. Somebody started the pandemic. It came out of a lab. They can justify that. The oligarchs have no problem justifying whatever they need to justify. They'll kill people. They'll kill people. We know the CIA will kill, the deep state will kill people. And this, if you want to say, oh, you're being conspiratorial, yeah, I'm fucking being conspiratorial, because at this point, if you're not looking at the fucking game in that type of way, you're out to fucking lunch, because that's not how people don't work in the sense of the way that you're assuming that they do. Honestly, people try to do whatever the fuck they can to keep what they have. People want power. People are sick in that way. They can't help it. Once you put them in a position where they have any type of power, they're going to try to hold on to it and do whatever it takes to do that. And that includes amoral behavior. It includes murder. It includes killing. It includes lying. It includes stealing. It includes, you know, destroying an entire generation for, you know, to drugs. It includes infiltrating various factions of governmental organizations and trying to destroy them from within. You know, whatever it is, man, they'll do whatever they need to do. They will justify it. That they will justify it however they fucking need to. The globalists, as I said before, they're at the kind of the end limit of their ability to do things. If Trump's in office, if Trump is in office, and Putin and Xi are running the eastern side of the world, the globalists are going to lose their vision, which they've been trying to have. It's like, man, I could really see that. I could really see them doing something like this. I think it either comes down to, it's either the globalists. It could be a foreign actor. Could they fucking have sent someone here from like Russia? Would the Russians want Trump dead? The Chinese? I think they would rather deal with Trump than Biden. I can't see a foreign actor doing it. But what if it's just some lunatic? What if it is some fringe lunatic that did it? That's what they're gonna say. That's what they'll say. Of course. I mean, that's what they fucking always say. That's why you can't trust them. That's why you can't trust them. So, man, I don't fucking know. Who cares even? Let's just leave the planet, please. We fucking get off this fucking rock. Enough. I'm tired of it. I'm literally tired of the fucking rock, the planet, and not Dwayne. don't ever fucking talk shit about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But yeah, dude, the country, the planet, life is. It just seems to be a joke. Most of what's happening. This is what it's like to live in a clown country. We don't have any integrity. Everyone that lives here is a sociopath. Everybody's a fucking liar. Everyone's full of shit. Everybody's just trying to get theirs as much as they can before things fall apart. It goes for everybody, man. People are not polite. People are rude these days. Nobody's friendly anymore. Nobody goes out of their way to be kind to other people. Everyone's just fucking selfish, doing their own shit, trying to make money as much as we can before the fucking game ends. And I'm no better than anyone else. But that's where things are now. That's what we are, is we're a selfish country that doesn't care if it fucking falls apart. Because that's how people are acting. People don't actually care about. I mean, this one people might care. There's going to come a point where everything does actually fall apart, and when that happens, nobody will be spared when that does happen. There will come a day when this type of thing spills over into unavoidable chaos. I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe it's not for the next 10 years, but at some point, this experiment will end. And at that point, it's going to be funny just watching all the people who literally have just been being selfish the whole time. Like, not be able to, because what they're doing, you're living under the cover and the protection of the fucking society. That's what allows you to move so freely and do whatever you want without any regard for other people, just being selfish as fuck, living your life outside of the influence of other people, just doing whatever the fuck you want. You don't care about other people. Fuck other people. I do whatever the fuck I want. This is all for me. I'm a selfish fucking person who doesn't give a fuck about other people. Blah, blah, blah. Make money. Blah, 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 blah. All that fucking bullshit, dude. That's what the American people do now. We just do us. We don't give a fuck about anyone else. We don't give a fuck if anyone else is living a life. It's just about me making money, maybe protect my family, probably not even care about them. But then, yeah, basically just grift and do it again until you fucking die. It's like, that's what this is. That's what this country has become. It's just a bunch of people. Because we see the oligarchs. It's because of the oligarchs, man. We see people getting so fucking rich in this fucking place. And we're like, fuck that. That person's that rich. And they don't care about anyone else. And they're just trying to fucking steal from other people. I may as well too. And that's what people get in this fucking nihilistic attitude where they just don't care. You can tell in the people, man. You can tell interacting with people in the society. You walk around, people are not friendly. People won't look at you. People won't say hi. People are fucked. People have no sense of community. People are just selfish. And everybody knows, everyone sees this now. People don't have any sort of adherence to the community. We used to have an adherence to the community in this country. Now it's very little. Like people are enemies. Instead of being like, on each other's side, people are now enemies. Like when you meet someone now, you've met an enemy. People don't make friends. People make enemies now. Like, oh, this is a new person. This is now my enemy. This is a new enemy for me. Those are the lives people are living, man. Like, it's sickening. It's disgusting. It's gross. But this is what we are. Everybody knows that too. I try to be kind to people, but I'm no better than anyone else either. Like, everyone's just doing the same shit, man. We're all trying to fucking get by. We're all trying to make it until the fucking wheels come off. And it's like, you wonder what is going to happen now. I have no idea. Who even cares? I hope it ends. I hope everything ends. I hope the world gets sucked into a fucking black hole and it's over. Because why are we having to go through this? Why are we doing this? It's such a joke. The country's shot. It's been shot. It's never been worse. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it is true. Anyways, that's the real fucking story. If you don't, that is what it is. You can't even fucking I can't even tell you. If you don't know that, all that shit already, if you aren't already aware of that, then I can't help you. If any of that sounds crazy to you, I can't help you. That's the most normal shit that there is, man. This is just how people are now. This is just the life that we have. And it's like if you're surprised at this point that any of this is happening, you are the fucking idiot. You're the sucker. This is how the world works now. This is the fucking psychopathic side of the universe that we've been shunted into since 2016. We are now in clown show land. We are in a place of no good. We're in a place of not supposed to make it out alive, because why would you want to? Because it ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good. This isn't gonna end in a good place. That is the other thing, is like now what's gonna happen? It's like, dude, there is not a lot of, I don't have a lot of hope for a lot of coalescence of like I don't see like a candlelight vigil. Remember people used to do candlelight vigils, or they would do like a fucking some sort of, they would walk around a track for like 12 hours. Remember that shit? They used to do that shit back in the day when they would do like things, not award shows, but like fundraisers, like the Relay for Life. People used to do relays for life. I guarantee they ain't doing the fucking relays for life anymore. Honestly, I'm gonna Google it right now, because I can't imagine in this country that people are still doing relays for life. I'm guessing those are done. We'll see. I'm gonna Google it. I guess they're still doing it. I guess they're doing it today. There's many today. There's like 15 going on today across the country. All right, whatever. Fuck me then. But anyways, let's just say I'm surprised to see that they're still doing those. Good. I'm glad they are, of course. But yeah, it's just none of it's surprising. None of it actually has any conclusion. There's no answers. There's just questions. There's no resolutions. There's no predictions. There's just, this moment exists without any sort of context in the front or back. It seems like we're just kind of hanging on this precipice between fucking everlasting destruction and then the trauma of the last 10 years. And it's like, can the country even handle this? That's the thing. It's like we've been like just ripped around back and forth at this point. Everyone's fucking gotta be getting exhausted about we're getting whiplash. The amount of fucking bullshit that happens on a regular basis is like, dude, what are we even doing? It's just another fucking thing. This is what's like, and I can't wait for the spin. There's gonna be some sort of fucking spin. They're gonna say there's gonna be some like sort of bullshit, like there's gonna be some sort of explanation. I don't know. Maybe not, but that's just my guess. Is there's going to be some level of discourse that doesn't really pertain to anything relevant, because none of it is relevant. We're living this fucking lie where it's Biden, Trump. These are the candidates. It's Biden, Trump. It's not fuck Biden, Trump, dude. This is the country at war with itself that they wanted to happen. This is somebody's idea of chaos. This is a rectification of fucking. This is like course correction for fucking 2 centuries of fucking poor behavior on the part of the fucking American politic. This is the end of this. Like, if you have to understand, this is the end. Everybody that wanted the country to fall apart because it was run by old white men, you got it. You got it. You got what you wanted, that because it's done. It's done now. This isn't happening anymore. Like, this is the end. I do not think this goes on. I actually can tell you, I don't think this keeps going. I think that after this, there's going to be some version. They'll probably run the race. Trump will win. But, like, when he wins, he'll use this as some excuse to, like, crack down martial law. There will be some sort of, like, great reckoning in the country. Or something really bad is going to happen on, like, a widespread social scale. Or Biden wins. No, Biden's not going to win. It's just not going to happen. There's no fucking chance. So maybe they could spin someone else in there. But at this point, Trump's just going to win and the country's going to be done. It's going to turn into whatever it turns into. Or we fall right into the hands of the fucking globalists. We just tumble right into the fucking inevitabilities of a fucking global overlord, which is going to be in place after that, you know, if they get their way. And man, what is the goal of this? Did they want to kill Trump? Was Trump supposed to be shot in the ear? Was this supposed to sow even more chaos? Like, this is when you start to go down these conspiracy roads. This is what I don't like about it. That it doesn't really end. But it's like you have to consider this stuff because how else do we explain? Like, what the fuck is this? This is literally just some fuck. I wouldn't believe that it's some random guy. Just like I don't believe that the fucking what's his name was shot JFK on acted alone. That's crazy. We can't believe that. We can't buy that fucking explanation. They're gonna say something. The way they've been spinning this shit about the debate too, like, you know, they're coming up with some bullshit is coming, some fucking lie is coming. It was funny watching, you know, a couple hours ago when I was watching these fucking news reports come through. I'm just sitting on Google News refreshing my computer. And it's like all of, you know, the Fox News, all of like the right wing outlets it's just like president shot, attempted murder of Trump or whatever it was. It was like explicitly like president shot. And then everybody else, like the New York Times and then fucking NBC, were just like shot, or it was like apparent shots fired at the Trump rally. It didn't have any indication that Trump had been shot or that there was any actual. So they were like the mainstream media, the leftist media was trying to basically downplay anything that had happened. So it's like you would think that if they were somewhat involved in cahoots with it, so like if the Biden team or someone on the political left would have been in it, how would they be trying to spin it? That's why I don't think this is an internal job when it comes to the American politic. It may be like a deep state thing, but I also don't think that. I think it's either the oligarchs, someone involved with the military industrial complex, which is basically what the CIA, they like the people who used to run the CIA, they used to be like running it for the oligarchs, but they were still running it. Now I think what happened is those people the power source centers migrated out of the actual government centers and into the corporations. So you in the 60s, you had the CIA was basically running point for the corporations, but now the CIA they're not running point anymore. They might even actually be doing espionage. The people who are behind the scenes running the fucking power structures they've been moved out of the actual government and into the corporations. So now that they're sitting in like their own offices, wherever they have these fucking headquarters or whatever, you know, in fucking Colorado Springs or wherever the fuck Lockheed Martin has their fucking corporate headquarters. Those are the people that are like doing these decisions now. It's not the CIA anymore. I really don't think so. The CIA seems almost like a shell of itself. It's like incompetent. But dude, it's either the American corporations or the globalists. You know, the Klaus Schwabs, Macron, Trudeau, Rishi Sunak in the UK. And those are just fucking pawns, of course, puppets. But it's like, it's that globalist power structure. Or just the American corporate state, or China. I don't know, man. Or this guy was just a fucking lunatic. But it's like, man, who believes that?